Hello and welcome, heroes, to the Crit Academy. I am really excited. This is our bi-weekly Descent into Avernus campaign, part 12.
Ooh.
That's the first time I think that I've ever gotten the number right without having to ask somebody.
I think so. Would
Good
not
job.
doubt it.
Ha!
Yeah.
Success. If you don't know, Crit Academy is a Dungeons and Dragons discussion podcast where every week we nerdy guys get together and talk D&D. We bring a new main topic every single week. We discuss different tools and ideas to give you inspiration for you to better have a greater, better leveled up experience. Wow, that really that fell apart right as I was talking. I was like, what I want to say and what's coming out is don't match.
Not the same things.
Not
Nope.
normally. Normally
Thinking too far ahead.
Normally I've got it all figured out. Not today. So I'm super excited. We are descending into Avernus. If you're joining us for the first time, and you end up liking the content, maybe you want to come and check us out live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern or GMT -4. I don't know how you read that. We talk D&D and bring you new and reusable material for both players and DMs, from monster variants to encounter ideas, DM tips, player tips. We got it all.
We do.
Currently, we are running currently we are running a Kickstarter campaign for memorable monsters. I want to thank everyone who has backed it. We have just crossed the 75% mark, I think, at $11,000 on our way to 15. So thank you everyone who has supported it. If you haven't checked it out, you should. I truly believe that monsters and NPCs are more than just stat blocks, and this product is designed to really give that
elevate
to you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some people, I know I do, I struggle to create interesting NPCs sometimes. So this is a way to kind of give you the leg up on the story, I suppose. So definitely check that out. Before we get into it, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have our nice guests introduce themselves, starting with Matt. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
My name is Matthew, and I play Chiron, a tiefling paladin of Bahamut who has sworn the oath of vengeance.
Ooh. Awesome. Austin?
Hey guys, I'm Austin. I'm a co-host at Crit Academy, and I am playing Zorax, who is a Voidwalker paladin. And if you don't know what the Voidwalker is, it is something that me and Justin have collaborated on, and it is a very crowd control, mobile-based paladin. Doesn't really exceed well in the damage aspect, but what it does bring is to kind of contain most situations as best as it can, and so far it has definitely done that.
Love me some of that void slip, man.
It's so good.
Very cool. And last, but I guess I'm obligated to say certainly not least, is Ian.
I'm Ian, also co-host for Academy, and the character I'll be playing is Merle Bronson, human artificer, the artillerist archetype, which means not only can he make stuff go boom, he can tell you why they're going boom.
My man.
That's true. In fact, we really got to see quite the boom last episode when you guys needed to cross a bridge and decided to shatter a building to create a distraction to draw them away. So
It was a man brothel.
Worked.
yeah, you blew up a man brothel, a man whorehouse, a morehouse.
That
Is
is.
that
That works for me. I can go. I can vibe with that.
Gosh, John and Justin.
A himbo hut.
The what?
A himbo hut, if you will.
Himbo. Oh my goodness. I like it.
So, if you're joining us for the first time, our heroes have descended into Avernus after El Terrell was pulled into the first level of the Nine Hells. Upon their arrival, the city was twisted and torn. Big giant chains are holding it, and they're pulling it down with the giant black sphere in the sky that's crackling with energy that used to be the companion, which was a tool that the city's lord, Fabius Krieg, used to scare off some vampires who took over the city some 50 some odd years ago, I forget. And
It was a while ago, yeah.
One day it turned black and dragged the entire city down. Our heroes are in the process of trying to save the city, and the best way they do that is they found the person leading the El Torel Guard, which was actually the Duke of Baldur's Gate. Had a brain fart there. Couldn't remember the name of the city. And they were able to find him in the middle of a I don't remember what the room was. Some sort of
almost like a meditation, like chamber.
Wearing a helmet that was being possessed by a god and an archdevil, and so he was trapped. The players, the characters, were able to gain some insight and some information, and learn that they need to likely retrieve a sword in order to help free El Torel. And who does the sword belong to, you guys? Or who do you believe it belongs to?
To the big baddie of Avernus.
Yep. The archdevil herself, Zariel. So, currently the characters we're passing through El Torel, trying to find a way down. Far below El Torel is the ground. It's chained and it's floating in the air, and there's a massive war between demons and devils below, and they're trying to get to ground level so they can go seek out this sword. They have an NPC ally with them, Hollyphant.
Lulu.
Lulu, who has been joining them and believes she knows where they need to go, if I remember correctly. And unfortunately, they ended up running into a massive devil that has this big bony body with giant like insect wings, an elongated skull with long like clawed appendages, and a scorpion-like tail. They were able to bypass it for a little bit, doing some trickery and using
lots of running.
Yeah, lots of you're trying to outrun it. You feared it. And then they managed to almost escape, but they chose a poor place of hiding, and it was able to clearly spot them because they used darkness to hide in a dimly lit area, which was a really good idea, except for the perfect round orb of darkness, and that the creature can actually see through magical darkness. So
yeah.
He is now looming over top of them. With buildings are all around you guys. You guys are tucked in. If I'm not mistaken, the Chiron and Zorax are tucked away into a corner between two buildings with this orb of darkness over them, and Merle is hiding in an alley, floating outside of a second-story window, keeping low enough that any potential flying devils don't see him, but out of line of sight of the what you guys have identified from your research as a bone devil, as it's stalking near you guys.
It's not pretty.
Zorax, you hear it, this telepathic link in your head, the shock of anger, pure rage directed at you, and he says something along the lines of, wait, you can't understand him, can you?
It's telepathy, though.
I don't know that it matters.
Does it not matter? Hold on.
I guess all you have to do is understand a language. So, if I'm wrong.
Creature doesn't need to share the language to communicate with it, but it needs to understand one language. So I can indeed understand what it's saying.
Because you understand a language again. So in your head you hear, "You dare try to frighten me, mortal Tin Man. I will spill your blood with my..." I almost said bone, but...
Yeah, maybe not the best choice of words.
"I will spill your blood," and he cracks his tail on the side of the building, and you see chunks of this concrete building go flying as he begins rushing towards you. He is a medium distance away. What are you going to do?
Point of order, he can't see through the magical darkness, even with dark vision.
He doesn't have dark vision.
Right, but it's still...
No, not the Not the Bone Devil, but me and Zorax.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, right. You
That's
guys
the issue.
The Devil's Sight he does have dark vision, but his Devil's Sight does give him darkness.
he
Magical
can see through
darkness
magical
doesn't
darkness.
impede his vision. So what are you going to do? So you can hear this thing stomping towards you. You know it's getting close. The bloodlust, the thirst, is rushing through your body from this thing. Lightning is crackling around you. You know, the rumble of thunder. The ground is shaking. Pebbles are kind of dripping off the broken floors above you. Buildings, not floors.
I look to where the general direction of Chiron, and I say, I think we gotta fight him. I don't think there's a way around this. I think he knows where we are. I don't know if you heard him, but I could hear him.
Fair enough.
So I attempt to. I feel the wall a little bit as I'm trying to get my way out of this magical darkness, and then I notice after I get out and I assume I see him, and I go, well, here we are.
You hear he kind of hisses at you.
I move up to a short distance from him, and then I ready my action to attack him when he gets near me.
Ooh, I like that. That's really good.
I almost don't even assume a stance. It looks like I'm just kind of standing still, but I just know at a moment's notice I could be I could get this sword right off my hilt so fast, and I'm gonna hurt this guy.
All right. Do you have any other actions or anything else you're going to do?
Yes. Actually,
you have a bonus action still.
I will bonus action Divine Favor. So I am. Yeah, there's almost this dull red glow coming from my hands.
Okay.
Sure.
So you quickly channel the void into your hand, and this dull red energy kind of smokes from your hand like a cloud. As you now, does that get sucked into your weapon at all, or is it just on your fist?
It's on my hands for now, but when I grab the sword, it'll transfer, and the blade will shine a red, smoky.
This massive devil swoops in towards you, about 10 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And he goes to. Oh, hang on, let me check something.
Does he got flybacks? I swear to God.
No, but he has a 10-foot reach.
Oh, of course he does.
So,
damn it.
That's what I was checking. I was like, I don't want to strip you out of your readied action, but it's fine. Because if he does grapple you with it, you'll be able to attack anyway. So, so he swoops in with these massive buzzing bzz style wings that are just huge. So it's more like a hum, and his claws reach out. And you notice that he kind of squeezes them together so they look almost like a piercing weapon. And then at the last second, they snap open, and he tries to get a hold of you with his massive claw. And he's going to make a attack roll on you.
That's gross. I don't like that.
For 26 versus armor class.
Whew. Yeah, that'll get me. Make a Constitution check.
And
Just kept it.
Oh, because you're focusing on your.
Focusing on my spell, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
Where is my 12-sided die?
I guess that depends on how much damage you fucking wax me for.
Well, there's 11 on that die, plus 6 on that, a 17, plus 4, so 21 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
You are grappled. You can now, because he's grappled you, I'm going to let you release your counter. Because before, up until he actually strikes you, or until he grapples you, you're out of range. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but because he does grapple you, I will let you resolve your attack there.
Woohoo! I'm assuming I only get one attack, right?
Yes. When you ready in action, you only get a single strike.
It is only.
But you can still smite through that, and you can still get
15.
whatever.
Yeah. 15.
So as it charges in, it pierces right into your shoulder. It opens up and it wraps its tail around you and gets a hold of you. And as you come to swing at it, it turns its shoulder and blocks your blade with its elbow and knocks your blade away with a loud clang, and you hear, "Is that the best you've got? Human. Wait. What is that I smell? Divine." You're Asmir, right?
Yeah.
Celestial.
Yeah.
And he is going to launch
21, huh?
as he's got a hold of you with his grappled you. His tail loops around and tries to strike you right towards the chest.
Oh boy.
Yoink. And we have 18 versus armor class. I don't think that's gonna do it.
Well, it is meet and beat, so 18 does beat 18.
Oh, is that your okay?
Yeah.
So his weapon comes. Here, not his weapon. His tail.
I guess it's his weapon.
6, 11.
I'm getting fucked up, guys. This is hurting.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. His poison sucks.
Oh, it has poison? Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
need a Constitution save from you.
22, so I guess I might pass that.
Yep. So you take 19 points of damage. You feel this dark energy, this uncomfortable burning rushing through your body, and you quickly flex and twist and pull out before any more gets in you. And you see at the end of his tail, there's something dripping out of his barbs. And he looks at he opens his maw right in front of you. His tongue slithers out and licks the wound. He says, "Ah, celestial blood is the best." And that'll be the end. Well, no, he is going to fly straight up.
How much movement does he have? 40?
He has 40. So
So I'm moving up 10 feet.
yeah, you're only gonna go 10. So he's gonna move up
Oh,
off the
boy.
ground a short distance. What are you going to do, Merle?
I just took 40 points of damage. Ow.
That's why I'm asking.
What was your question? Sorry.
Do I see any of this going on at all?
Yeah, so you actually, when I last listened, you actually had went and stood out of view. You can hear it, and you're able to poke around the corner and see it, but currently he does not see you, so you do have the element of surprise.
Aha.
By not like a surprise round, but I'm going to grant you advantage on any attack roll, your first attack roll.
Yeah.
I should choose
In that
my
case,
words
I'll
better.
fly. In that case, I'll fly over him about 10 feet. And then say, "Let's see then how you like to taste of ice, cold justice."
Justice. I love it.
And this is all right. And that will be a 26 to hit.
Yes.
For a grand total of 7, 12, 20 damage.
Ooh. Cold damage? How does that...
slows it.
All right, and he's slowed down, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to suck balls.
I was gonna get this.
Anything else?
Yep.
All right.
I have my turret out.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Pulls out a shotgun of force damage.
Wow, that is a very not good roll. Of a 10.
That's not going to do it. So as you want to describe your successful attack there? Or your onslaught?
Oh, fly above him. Of cold damage fires down, hits him in the back, and then you just see like crystals of ice start growing across it, flowing down his wings.
Yeah, you can see him kind of slowing down and coming to a sputter, more of a beat than like a hum. Your turret takes a few actions and he sees it coming, so he's able to pivot and do a vertical spin, like a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. And the blast pass right between his legs and smash into the wall on one of the buildings, and you see a big chunk just slide into the ground right alongside Chiron. Well, where this bubble is.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That should do her.
All right, Chiron. A large boulder just crashed next to you. You can't see through your light, right, or your thing, can you? Or can you? I don't remember.
Can't.
You can't.
I was
Yes,
gonna say,
I'm
I
the
don't think they
caster.
can.
So there's a loud crash as a heavy object smashes between you. You can hear battle kind of raging a short distance away from you. You kind of hear Zorax kind of as he gets choked and lifted up. You can hear the sound of his clanking boots disappear, and you hear Merle in a smart ass icy blast wave that you're so used to at this point. What are you gonna do?
Are my companions within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Yes.
All
They
right.
should be.
First level spell. I bless all three of us.
I will
So
probably need that.
That's a good move. That's a good move. How do you see that unfolding? How do you see that looking?
So I sprinkle I sprinkle holy water into my palm, which is holding my holy symbol, and I gleam it against the blade of Bahamut, and I swish into the air, and myself and become enveloped with the bless spell, and two small silhouettes of dragons land on Merle and Thorax, and they become blessed.
I like. I love it. So they got two little silhouette dragons kind of floating around them.
Well, one of each.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So to remind you guys, for the next minute, whenever we make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number to the attack roll or saving throw.
Do you
I
have
also
to
have
see
blessed.
to do that?
You do need visual confirmation. I
So
think,
you'll
yeah.
have to. That means you have to leave your darkness.
I forgot about that. I forgot I'm still in the darkness, so I move out and then do all that.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
Or-
The next question is as you dash out from behind your little corner in your darkness, do you want to pop back in, or do you want to? Okay.
Also, this is a concentration spell, Bless, as
Yep.
well as Darkness. So as soon as I cast Bless, the
Okay.
darkness disperses.
Disperses. Okay. I didn't realize darkness was a concentration spell. Shame on me. All right.
Yeah.
Actually, apparently, it is. You don't have to see. It just happens.
Really? That's
It's
cool.
just verbal. It's verbal, somatic. So you have to either say something with your hand, with it. So he did the whole gesture with his thing.
I love the including of the components, by the way. Sweet touch.
Material is the actual thing, and then the verbal is he has to say that he's blessing or something.
Yeah, but
like
usually
that.
it says like 3 allies of your choice that you can see or hear you, right? Well, I hear you, so I guess that. All right, so.
Well,
It just says when in range. It doesn't even say anything else. They don't have to hear anything.
I was
else.
just
That's
assuming I
crazy.
have to see in order to cast that onto my allies.
No, usually it'll tell you if it requires.
We could be behind a
sight.
wall, and we could be deafened and everything, and you could still bless us. That's a little crazy, actually.
That makes it
Okay.
much better than I thought it was. All right,
Agreed.
that takes your action. What else would you like to do? Would stay.
I got
have a
you
bonus action.
nothing else.
All
Canvas
right.
mark is a concentration, so I can't use that.
All right. So you
So that's
dash
a problem.
out. You sprinkle the magical water.
holy
and
juice.
shit. Yeah, the holy juice. And bless your allies. This energy rushes over you, Zorax. What are you gonna do? This thing has you in a grapple, about 20 feet up off the ground. You're dangling from its twisted tail wrapped around you. That's tightening every second.
That was 10 feet.
Well, he
Yeah, it
never.
was 10 feet.
But he stopped 10 feet above the ground and then went up 10
okay, I
feet.
see what you're saying. So I have to go up to him.
Yeah.
I I look at him, and I kind of like laugh a little bit, and there's like some blood kind of just spurts out of my mouth. Well, it goes against my mask, I guess. And I just go, "You really think you got me, huh?" And I pat his cheek real quick, and I misty step down.
In a cloud of dark, shadowy energy, shadowy mist, you poof away and reappear. Where do you reappear? On the ground? On a rooftop? On a balcony?
I appear.
Sephiroth style.
I'm assuming I can see through a window in a place, right?
Absolutely.
I appear in a second-story building.
All right. So in a puff
Let's go.
of smoke, you find yourself in a room that has a broken cradle and a small, damaged toy chest, and blood marks leaving out from the crib out through the room. And you can peer out the window and you see the look of confusion, and he goes, "I can smell you, Celestial."
And I take a moment. I'm like, oh, fuck, that guy hurts. As I'm muttering that to myself after I was just being confident. I was like, oh my god, that fucker really hurt. And I use Cure Wounds on myself. So I gotta find a D8.
Isn't that a spell?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You use Misty Step.
Yeah, it's a bonus action for Misty Step.
Yes, but when you cast a spell as a bonus action, it has to be a cantrip.
That's right. You're right.
For clarification, if you are a sorcerer in my games and you use spell points to quicken a spell, I still let you do that. Because I think that's what that should have been designed for.
Yeah, I can agree to
Even
that.
I just admit it's not as game breaking as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I'll just chill behind a wall real quick and I'll use the dodge action.
Well, I was gonna say you also have option to use your lay on hands because that's not
it's a
magic
feature.
spell.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I have a potion. I can just use a potion.
okay.
What is that? 2d4s.
All right.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2
like that.
for the basic one.
Yeah.
So you, for clarification, you are in a building, so you do have 3/4 cover. So, all right. The thing. Anything else? You good?
That was maximum. I got 10 HP from it. Let's go.
You're almost there. What'd you take?
Thank God, because I got fucked up.
All right, so this thing
Yeah,
beats it's buzzing wings, it turns it twisted, it's moving kind of sluggish, it can't seem to find, he's like, "I can smell you, Celestial," and he looks around and he looks up and sees that who the asshole is that shot him from above, and he is going to zoom up towards Merle Bronson.
Yeah.
You know what I should
Out
have
a
tied a rope
cowboy.
on like his leg or something, and then just Misty step out and then tie it to like a bed frame or something. Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, right. All comes to you later. He begins chasing down Merle Bronson, and you guys are twisting and dancing in the air as this thing is slashing at you and clawing at you, and you kind of twist, you turn. Do you have any magical mechanical gizmos that might be used defensively, Merle?
And when he tries to attack me.
What's that?
And when he tries to attack me.
Okay.
No. Only when he gets real close and he uses shield.
Which is probably what he's going to
Pretty
end up
much.
doing. I rolled two 10s in a roll, so he gets +8, so he has 18 for both attacks.
That actually misses my regular AC, so...
All right, so you guys kind of do this aerial dance as he's clawing and he's swiping and he's trying to hit you. You guys end up tumbling and spinning up and down, putting you guys about a medium distance above the battlefield. What are you going to do, Merle?
All right, first off, gonna use the arcane turret to try to knock him back. Because it's a little bit up in my grill. I don't like that too much.
That's fair.
Alright, and that's gonna be a 26 to hit.
Yes.
or 5 force damage, and that will knock him back.
He kind of okay.
I believe 5 feet from me.
Okay.
And then I'll follow that up with
Good old Ray of Frost.
Frostbolt.
Yeah,
Ray of
Frost.
Frost. 21 to hit.
Yep.
All right, and that will be for 12 cold damage.
Merle's just shitting out damage on this guy.
Yeah.
It is kind of my job.
Yeah, when they're
And
starting to fly, I can't do shit. So I'm just kind of like, all right, I'll slip with you if shit really goes down, but it's gonna be real scary for me.
I'm gonna fly down back onto the ground.
Alrighty. And you are going to leave his reach then?
Yeah. Well, I pushed him away from my
Oh
reach,
yeah, you
so.
did. You knocked him back. So as you guys are twisting and dancing in the air like a couple of wind spirits, his tail is lashing out. You're twisting and dodging and rolling and everything you can to avoid it. You kind of slide back and release your blast of frost energy, and it kind of spreads over the front of his body, kind of going over his shoulder and starting to reach where his wings are. You see his wings kind of, start to flutter a little bit. You use that opportunity as your little turret blasts him. It was the turret that blasted him back, right? Your turret blasts him back. He kind of stutters a little bit. You use that opportunity to fly straight to the ground head first, and you kind of do like a somersault, landing in a badass superhero pose as you hit the ground, and then you hover up and you end a few inches off the ground. Anything else?
Well, that's all three of my action types, so that should wrap her up.
All right, Chiron, what you gonna do, boss?
So he just
He's a short.
is he within swinging range?
He's still medium
Like 20
distance.
feet up?
Yeah, he's a medium distance up
Oh, jeez.
because he moved up one. He was already at 20 feet, and then he chased Merle.
Yeah. No, that'd be a short distance because he
Knock him
only was
down.
10 feet above him. Or something
You were
like
right.
that.
Doesn't it make it a medium distance total? Because he was at 20, and I guess if he only went 10 feet, I would say that's right. I don't think it matters
Yeah.
at this point. 30 feet.
30
Short
feet up
distance.
is still 30 feet up.
Yeah, short. He's a short distance away.
Yeah, off the straight, 30 feet into the air off the ground, that is.
Yes.
So there's no feasible way you're probably going to hit him. At least with swinging.
Well, crud.
You know what I've just heavily learned? The biggest weakness of paladins.
Flying.
Yeah.
It sucks because we don't use bows. There's no dex paladins. You can't invest into it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
Part
do?
of me wishes
Chiron?
I was a cleric.
I mean, I guess you can, but is it ideal? Is the question.
Give me a perception check, Chiron.
Perception.
You gotta beat 23.
Because
Nope.
smites don't work with
Nope.
Okay.
those, unfortunately.
All right. What
But I
is
guess you get short swords.
what is Chiron gonna do? The monster is floating, a short distance in the air. You don't know where Zorax is, and Merle just did some weird ass ballerina shit in the air and landed a short distance away from you on the ground.
Because it is not a concentration spell, I'm going to cast Command on the Bone Devil and tell him to land.
You're going to tell him to land?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what we get here. That's a 12
Wisdom saving-
on the die plus
Wit-
his wisdom is +6, so I got 18.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
No.
So as you reach out with your power and you will him to listen, you shout with this loud thrumming voice, and you see his body kind of jar as you see kind of the effect of the spell, and he starts to move just a smidge, and he kind of shakes his head off or shakes his head, and then he screams telepathically in your head, "You dare command me!"
Oh, son of a troll.
He's just like, wow, that guy really fucking did it. He really stopped me. love it.
So do you have anything else you want to do?
Man,
No,
just
that was an
action.
action. Actually,
We are still blessed.
we are still blessed,
I mean,
but
sit
I'm
with
going
me.
to use my channel divinity, vow of enmity, as a bonus action.
Okay, and what does that do? How do you see that work?
As
What
a
does it
bonus
do
action,
mechanically, and how do you see it working?
Yeah.
Wait, no, he's out of range. Never mind. He has to be within 10 feet of me.
Oh man, that's a
For
really
it to
short
work.
range.
That's really short. Yeah, that's rough, buddy.
So what it does is that if he was in range for the next minute, I gain advantage on attack rolls against him if
Nice.
he was in range.
That's so good.
But I can't do that.
That's so good. Oh my goodness.
All right. So
Samurai
what else is the
warriors would
plan?
have so much fun with that. Samurai fighters.
Do you need me to feed you some potential options or?
Yeah.
All right.
Most likely.
Give me an intelligence check then, please.
Yeah, this one failed me. 12.
So you kind of look around trying to grasp some options. The damn thing is floating up there. You know you've got this ultimate badass sword, but it isn't going to do a whole hell of a lot if you can't get to the enemy. So first option is you can probably run into a building and look for a set of stairs, maybe to get to a roof, or you could try to climb to the outside. And if you can get a hold of it, maybe wrap it with a rope, something like that to stop it from flying around, you can bring it down to your level. That's about all I'm going to give you for that, though.
You could do a ranged grapple with a rope. You're gonna lasso him.
I don't know.
You're gonna, and then you gotta pray to the nine hells that he doesn't just lift you up.
I don't pray to the 9 hells. What's wrong with you?
I'm a lot. Let's be real, but
Well, you're there to be fair. So.
That's funny.
all right.
So that's about all I'll give for tactics based on you're panicked. You're fighting this giant monster. There's not a whole lot more resources. Maybe you could take cover, try to move into a room, get something out of sight.
I actually still have my
Stop movement.
what is it? My adventuring gear.
Okay.
I do have hempen rope.
Okay.
Can I pull it out of my gear bag?
Yep.
Well, you did use an action though, so
You can
there's not
interact
a-
with an object as a free action. So
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to let him try to lasso it this turn, but he certainly could the next round.
Right.
That's what he's going for.
I was just thinking of pulling it out of my bag. To end my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you hear several little things as out of nowhere, the 4 of these red-winged imps pop out around you that were invisible as they lash out with you with these little sharpened claws.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, I gave him an opportunity to spot them in their stealth, but through listening.
That's the.
But that
makes sense.
but he didn't roll. They rolled really high.
Yeah, even on a natural 20, I can't beat that 23.
Oh, that's unfortunate for you, isn't it? But the
And I
chance
rolled a
was
natural
there.
And I rolled a natural 4.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it was a contested check. So.
Yeah.
All right, so. All 4 of these lash out from invisibility, almost like the Predator. As the little distortion fades away, all you see is these tiny, probably squirrel-sized imps floating around your head, and they all lash out at you and start raking and clawing. You're able to get your shield up kind of quickly to block a few of the blows as they're getting you, but several of them stink you right into the neck, and you are gonna take.
Oof.
You're going to take 12 points of damage, and I need 2 Constitution saving throws from you.
2 con saves.
Yep.
I do have I do have bless.
This is true.
Okay.
And save. Ooh, I have a +5.
No, I still lost. There you go. I was to say, but
Draw D4. Uh, 11 for the first.
Yep.
And that is much higher. 19.
So you were able to succeed. You feel this burning sensation rushing through your veins, and you constantly, or you kind of fight the urge. Your body is able to kind of react quickly. You kind of get like a gut-wrenching feeling, but there's nothing more than that other than the searing pain in your neck, and you take 22 points of damage
Oh my gosh!
from the
He
tax.
is looking. Chiron is looking very rough.
I bet.
hey,
Actually, reaction.
Ooh.
gonna hellish
Hellish
rebuke them,
rebuke.
Oh, make it happen, Captain. Do I make a save?
burst them into fire,
Deck save.
burst them into some holy fire.
Alrighty. I got a 12 on one of. So you notice there of the four, one has broken horns. Another one has really long horns. One with a single horn, and one with a I don't know. He's tan instead of red. I don't know. Which one did you want to attack? It doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Just any one of them.
Okay, good. You're
And-
gonna strike down the hornless one.
All right.
I don't even know if that was an option I gave. I just realized it doesn't matter.
8 points of fire damage.
Wow. The fiend kind of bursts into flame, and it's the other ones start cackling. And Infernal, you say, "That idiot, that ain't gonna," and then they see their little buddy disintegrate. No! I assume, you understand Infernal, right? You're the one that actually understands it.
I'm a tiefling. Of course I do.
I'm just making sure. And you sear one away. There are 3 left surrounding you. Yep, and that'll be the end. Top of the initiative is Zorax. You're in this second story building, this baby's room with blood scattered across the cradle. Outside you can hear the battle. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna.
Sorry about the dog.
What is my plan
You're fine.
here?
Sorry, not sorry.
I had time to think, and honestly, I was just like, I don't know what I reasonably want to do here.
Well, this thing is a short distance, or really close out the window. So reasonably, if you wanted to, you probably could go make it to the roof and jump and try to grab onto him if you wanted. Not sure that's something your character would be interested in at all, but
That's right up his alley. I was thinking that was definitely an option. How close to the window is he?
he's just outside. I mean, it would cause you an acrobatics check.
Because I still have my pike. I could hit him with it.
Oh,
Has reach.
yes, you can.
So I pull out my trusty pike. I'm like, I haven't used this thing in a hot minute.
I thought you threw that.
No, I had the glaive.
Oh, you threw the
that I stole
bone
from
glaive.
The devil.
Yeah,
This is the weapon I started with.
As a dog treat. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. And
Go get him, Hell Devils.
boys.
And I'm going to attack the bone devil from this window with my pike. I'm
Okay.
gonna stab him twice. I'm gonna steepy stabby. Ha ha! Ooh. First one is an 18. Is that it?
No, not gonna do it.
Oh, welp. Then a
Use the
22 should.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Did you-
bless.
You have bless.
Oh, I got a 4 on it. Hey, there we go. So they're both 20.
It's a succeed. Yeah, you got him.
All right. Now I gotta deal damage. What's my pike's damage? It's a D10, right? D10.
Yep.
This is a magic item.
Don't forget.
so-
Don't you have your You've got your glowing red hand, right? Doesn't that do like extra
Lost
damage?
concentration. He did
Oh,
21 damage to
no.
me, so I had to get like a 13 or something on my Constitution
Didn't
check.
do
And I was
it?
like, "There's no fucking way." So first deck here, it is 8 slashing. I'm sorry, I thought I had a halberd. It's a pike. 8 stabbing damage, and then the
Stab,
other
stab.
one is a 7 piercing damage, and I think I'm gonna divine smite.
That's a good
I'll
idea.
divine smite
And it's
both of them.
And it's a
No, I can
plus
only do
one,
it
right?
once, right?
Well, I think you can only
Once
smite
per
once
round
per
of time back?
turn or per round. I don't remember. I'm not super gung ho about paladins. I'll check though.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
What was the question?
How many times can he use his?
How many times can you
Smite.
divine smite in a round?
I think it's just one, but
I think it's just the one time,
Wait,
so
wait.
I'm just gonna go with that.
With the class feature, you can use that as much as you want.
well, there you
Really?
go.
Oh wow. Okay.
When you
yeah,
hit a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 spell slot to deal damage. There's nothing that says how limited it is.
The only limit is how many spell slots you have.
Yep.
Fair
You
enough.
can do it until you run out of smite fuel.
This does
All
not
right.
take long.
So 2 level 1 smites. Here we go. That's what 3d8 times 2.
Wait.
It's-
How many? What's your highest level?
Second, but I used them all
Oh no!
because we've
Really?
been kind of fighting a lot, and I've been kind of getting fucked up a lot.
Did you? I thought you guys were fully rested after. Oh, you still expended it
Yeah,
when you
we
were
were-
running for the guy. That's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think you fought anything after the rest, but you
Uh,
avoided the battle, I think, and you guys used resources
Yeah.
to do that. Okay. I was like, man. That's
6
Yeah, I used
plus
Misty Step. He used Misty Step.
7 plus.
Oh well, that's on you. I didn't.
4 plus 7 plus. Is that a 1? Fuck. Plus. So I think it's 68 in total. And it's going to be 27 radiant damage total.
Holy hell!
Because I stabbed them twice and they were both really charged.
How does it?
Also, is your pike a +1 magic weapon?
It is.
it is.
Yes.
Um.
And I already accounted for it.
So how does this go down?
I stabbed him the first time, and as it kind of wrenches real good into him, into like his rib cage, I realized that I got a really good hold on him, and so I, because my spear is like a cross spear, so it has like 2 sides that kind of jet out, and then it kind of goes forward. I kind of pull it back out, and then I ram right back in again, and as the sides kind of dig into him, I yank him towards the wall, and then I pull the spear back out, and as I grab the spear through the window like this, and I I put it around his neck, and I snap his neck like that, and I say, "That's for stabbing me." And then I drop his body
Get
down
out
the
of
side of the
here!
wall.
Get.
So
Wait,
Zorax
he
is
killed
That's
the
brutal.
bone devil?
badass. No, I didn't say
Yeah.
that.
You say, "How did it end?"
Oh, he
no,
didn't.
I didn't. Not even.
Oh, I
close.
thought you said how it ended.
No.
Damn it! Well, I hit him twice.
Knowing so what happens.
Oh well.
Totally
I
different.
I thought you said, "Wow, how did it end?"
I feel like I always give the smolder when I say, "How does it end?"
I guess you do, but
I gotta
not
give you the
always.
smolder.
Yeah.
No,
All right, well,
you-
fine.
no, I
you
do
get
like-
stabbed real hard twice.
Yeah, you got some good rush of energy. Was it the dark coalescing energy that rushes through your spear? And it blasts him and it catches him off guard. He kind of his wings flutter a little bit as you poke him and prod at him. The energy rushes and coats and he howls, "You celestial bastard! I'll kill you all!" And he does this. You feel this rush of energy reach out from him as he bellows and roars. He doesn't say anything, but it's almost like a call for help.
Oh
That's not
no.
Bad.
He is pissed. How
He's
do I?
acting like a beacon for his boys.
Yeah. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. Let's.
I didn't want to do this.
He's going to. Well, he can't fit through the window, so he kind of swipes and scratches at the window as you pull back into it. He turns and he looks down and sees Merle down there, and swoops down and flies into Merle and makes an attack against Merle.
Does he
Merle
leave
or
my
Chiron?
Merle, Chiron's a little busy.
Oh,
Does he have an? Do I get an op attack?
You do.
That's a 21 to hit.
Dungu.
That is a 21 to hit, so I guess I hit him.
Yes. Are you gonna smite fuel it?
Fuck it, why not? I'm so like I might I should probably keep one spell slot. So I probably not. I do a little bit of damage to him. It's just 5 damage. It's 5 stabby wabby damage.
You hear kind of a curse telepathically through the link to you as he swoops down. He makes 2 quick swipes at Merle with his tail, and one is a 12, which isn't gonna do it. But the other one is a 16 and 8, 24.
Shield.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Oh, does it block it?
Yes, it does.
Oh man! So as
His
he
AC is so high.
as he swoops down, his tail wraps around him like a scorpion and lashes out you in a barrage. You hold out in your hand, a little contraption pops out, and a barrier forms around you, and it smashes into it with a. You can see it begin to crack and break, but it just barely holds. Curses lash out from him, an inferno. Chiron, you hear it. You haven't heard curse words like that, even from a sailor. Not looking too good. And that's both of his attacks. So,
Cool. We're surviving.
well, Merle, what are you gonna do?
Oh, anyway, I start blasting.
You what?
So, anyways, I started
He starts
blasting.
blasting.
So there I was, demon in my face, shield cracking, but I wasn't taking nothing from him. That damn varmint.
Ray of Frost. I am rolling really good for Ray of Frost today. 24 to hit
Yes.
That'll do it.
for 9 damage. Plus negative 10 to his movement.
Yeah, you're really kicking me in the dick with that, you know?
That's
Good.
the idea.
And then Arcane Turret. That'll be 22 to hit
Yes.
or 6 force damage.
How much force? Sorry.
6.
6. So once again, you blast him with your little gun, I guess. Does it have a name?
Nope.
Your Gizmo Blaster. Releases a nice blast of icy arcane energy, and it freezes him up a little bit. His wings, you can see it just every time you hit him with it, it just starts to wear off, and then you start to refreeze him. He kind of bellows and curses at you. Your little turret released several blasts. Pew, pew, pew. You start to see it start to puncture some of his insect-like wings. He kind of howls at you. What kind of wizardry is this? Where are you? Why haven't you arrived yet? He begins shouting. Anything else, Merle?
Nope.
All right, Chiron.
Not ideal.
Okay, I got what? 3 little guys surrounding me.
I'm kind of doing one of these
Yep.
two, like,
We're
Alright.
gonna get you.
All right, first attack on. What were the descriptions of these
It
guys?
doesn't
again?
matter. They got 1 hit point. If you hit them, they're dead. I
Okay.
realized after that, I was
Well,
like, well, shit, they're gonna die no matter what I do, so it doesn't matter which one you hit.
But I only have 2 attacks. So
Well,
Yeah.
they're all 3 surrounding
Wow.
you, so.
Start swinging wildly, just
Ooh. Ooh.
get a natural 20.
This is a nasty hit. Um, 28 to hit on the first strike.
Oh,
Wrecked.
I hope he's dead.
Second attack. Oh. Ouch. Ooh.
Ooh. I love that.
18 to hit.
Yes.
2 minions are dead.
Shh. You're
So
not allowed to
both-
call them minions.
So they're both dead.
Yes. You
Well,
took out 2
two
of
of
them pretty quick, but there's still one more.
And this was with the Bahamut blade.
Oh man, it is just you slice through them like a character in an anime where you just see like the shadow leftovers as it all blows to the side.
Yeah.
I love
And
that
I look over to
kind of stuff.
And I look over to the last one, point my sword at it, and say in Infernal, "You're next."
I would have just said run.
Do you have any other actions?
No.
You have a bonus.
After you do that, he goes ah! And he disappears.
He's like, nah. I'm out.
All you see is that he kind of fuzzles and he's gone.
Huh.
Top of the
Darn
round,
imps.
Zorax. The creature is a short distance
Party
away
time.
on the ground. You're on the second story window that you were piercing through.
Yeah, it is. It's party time.
Oh, wait.
Can I fit through the window?
Wait. Before your turn,
Oh shit.
I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw as a crackle of lightning starts rushing in from the messed up sky. I almost totally forgot about this.
I got a roof over me. Hey.
Well, okay, except for you. You're right. You're in a
no.
building. You're right.
I'm like, oh, hold on here.
Right?
Okay, that's not too
DC
bad.
DC's 14. It's not too bad. Or 15. Sorry.
I succeed naturally.
Okay. So you'll take half damage.
but
of
just in case,
13, so you take 6. What about
I
you?
too take.
Okay. So
6 points.
crackling energy is irradiating from the companion, and you see it light the entire sky, striking all kinds of buildings. Several buildings crumble as it lands right next to you, sending a shockwave that kind of blasts you guys back a little bit. The Bone Devil just kind of cracks, and you see his tail whip into the ground, and you see the lightning rush through his body and into the ground. He too succeeded his save.
I have
Thank you.
1 hit point left.
Hey, you're still standing.
Yeah. I had 7 hit points before the lightning strike.
Had
Or had 7 hit points.
Had. Sorry, life's a bitch.
I had 7 hit points before the lightning strike,
We're
and
actually.
then I succeeded on the dex save, which was 6, as you say, DM, and I was just down to 1 hit point.
If you would have failed that, you'd have went on. All right, what are you gonna do, Zorak? Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, can I fit through this window?
Yes, you can squeeze through it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna jump down to this guy and just land on top of him and stab him with a big old jumping strike. But
You can do that. The way I'll handle that is you're on the second story. So what we'll do is we'll split the fall damage between you and your attack roll. So you'll take half the fall damage, and the other half will be applied to your damage as a bonus. The higher you fall
Oh wait,
from...
I have to make a concentration save.
Okay, do it.
cool.
If you want to do that. You're at the second story of a building, though? Which is what? Would you say that's about 20 feet up?
Yeah, we can say that. Sure. Sounds good to me.
15.
Shit. That's way more than the damage, so you're good. All right, so you're gonna leap out. So do you want to just try to land on top of him with your strike?
Yeah. I'm gonna just hold my spear way down like this. I'm like, well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna reverse Vlad the Impaler this guy.
I'm still gonna need an attack roll though.
Right.
Because I like this, why don't you go ahead and give yourself advantage as you're sailing through the air above him?
The attack
So
is...
the damage is 8, so you will take 4 from the fall, but you'll also add 4 to your damage roll.
Okay. It's 24 to hit, so
Yes.
it does hit. It's just gonna be a regular spear strike. Here we
You're
go.
not gonna smite through it?
I have 1 spell slot and it's a level 1, so no. I'm gonna keep that one for a little bit. That's my panic button.
that's my oh shit pile right there.
So 9 damage of piercing, and then whatever the extra 4 from the jump. And then, as I guess split through the ground, I guess, and I go for my second strike. Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
It is a fail.
All right,
You know
so
what's blessed?
There's no way.
He's like,
I rolled
I'm
an
not even
8.
gonna bother. All right, so
Well, actually, no. If I rolled an 8, and it's plus 7, that's what, like 15?
Yep.
Maybe? I got a 2. What is that, like 17? Nah, it's not gonna hit.
all right. So as you leap out of the window, is it spear or I forget? Is it spear?
It's a pike.
It's a
but
pike.
it's the same
Long
thing.
ass pike in your hand. You fly out. Here he comes, this dark, shadowy, creepy, burning fist guy sailing through the air. Are you bellowing
I'm just
anything?
all sorts of fucking messed up. I'm
Are
just
you-
like, huh.
Are you bellowing anything?
Nah, I'm pretty silent about this.
All right, you look up over top as this thing is barreling down on you, Merle, and there he is, Zorak, sailing through the air. It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Zorak.
It is indeed a heavily armored man.
He comes crashing down with a big spear, manages to catch him right in the
Cinematic
side.
slow fall.
Cue. Pierces right down the back part where his tail meets his back and drives right into the ground. It sprays this black ichor everywhere. You pull it free. You do a spin on your pivot foot, and you do kind of like a wide like whirlwind attack. It picks its rear end leg up just in time to catch it and stops it full frontal. And he says, "You, Celestial, are becoming more trouble than you're worth."
I get told that quite a bit.
All right, at the end of your turn, he's pissed. So he reaches out and he's going to try to grapple you, and he's going to try to grapple Chiron.
Oh no.
Here we go. One thing I'm good at, grappling.
So the contested checks are 16 versus Chiron and 22 versus Zorak.
Fucker. I would have beaten the 16. No, I had a 17. So I'm grappled. Effectively.
23.
All right,
Hey,
so
you
as
did it.
his claws come swooping in, he's trying to get a hold of you. Chiron, you got your shield up. You bash his big, giant claws away, and you kind of hear a hiss mentally in your head, as well as him actually bellowing it. You see that he's got Zorax in kind of a chokehold, and then he instantly thrums his wings and bursts into the sky. Both Zorax and
son
or
of a
not
gun.
Zorax, both Chiron and Merle get an opportunity attack.
Save me!
Lie?
Yeah, you guys get an opportunity attack.
Yeah, we were all nearby.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about. PDF, stop being stupid. Stop it.
What do you guys got?
18 to hit.
Not gonna do it.
Oh. Wait, hang on.
20 to
Land
hit.
of Bahamut's op attack bonus.
Ooh, he remembered.
And don't forget bless.
Mm-hmm. Get blessed.
Bad.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
I
that's
can't
a good
add
thing.
my ability. But I can't add my ability mod to the damage.
No,
of this,
it'll be a little
of the
weaker.
attack.
Yeah, I'm such a bastard. I gave you an extra op attack ability, but it's just not strong enough for you. Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. How's that extra op attack going for you? A
Anyway,
mighty,
I rolled
powerful
worse
weapon.
than I.
Bad aim.
I rolled worse than I did on the first op attack.
What'd you get, Merle?
21 to hit.
Yes, that'll do it.
or 11 cold damage.
Can you do you have the feat to attack with a spell, or is that just part
caster,
of
yes.
the? Okay,
Yeah, he does.
just making sure. That's terribly inconvenient for me, by the way. Does it still at disadvantage or no? And within 5 feet, or wow, he wasn't. What's that? He was within 10 feet, so yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You can start to see parts of his bony structure, like his ribbed edges, the giant spikes on his back that run down his tail are starting to turn brittle and fall off. There's a big hole in his tail where his ass meets his tail and his back area meets his tail. I mean, and he's definitely feeling it. You can see that black ichor kind of dripping down. He's pissed. He does a thunderous bellow again as he shoots straight up. Unfortunately, he's a little bit slowed, so he's only able to get a short distance off the ground as he begins flying straight up with Zorax in tow.
Oh no.
But there's Zorax and Chiron. No offense.
Right. What are you going to do, Merle?
I've been in this situation before.
Yeah,
Last time I fucking grappled the guy and we both went back down. I might have to do it again.
That's actually, honestly, that's a really good strategy. If you can't escape the grapple, if you can grapple him so that he falls out of the sky, it's a pretty good idea.
At least
Oh,
we'll both
no.
take the fall damage instead of just me then.
Right.
And then my allies can swoop in.
What are you going to do, Merle?
Steady. Steady. Right across.
He's not going to stay steady for you.
No, he's steadying his
That was
hand.
my roll.
What'd you get?
25
Yep.
Hey, that'll do it.
for 10 cold damage.
Oh, God
And you're
damn.
just a fucking good
That-
shot.
His
Right.
pew-pews don't do very much damage, but man, they
But they
suck.
rack up.
Yeah. His
Name.
aim is great. So as it's coming, you actually manage to freeze part of his foot, and you see his talons on his foot kind of break off because they become so brittle. With Zorax just kind of flailing about trying to break this thing's grip. As you're kicking away, hitting it with your gauntlet, these brittle pieces are just slowly falling apart off of him.
I just imagine like he's holding me and I'm just like looking down at his hands like, oh, I'm just closer to you. And I just start hitting him in the head.
Well, I was having a problem getting close. Well, this makes that easier.
I just start hitting him, wailing on him.
All right.
And then the fourth ballista.
Yep.
And the devil's just looking down and looking back at me. He's like, do you not realize how high you are? He's like, well,
And
either way, I have to get back down.
that's a miss.
So as he's kind of they're toppling and twisting in the air as Zorax is refusing to give up easily as he's being dragged into the sky. He's twisting and turning, and it makes your turret's kind of boop, 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 and blasts. And unfortunately, its trajectory is off as it sails off into the night or into the dark sky. It's not really night or day, but anything else, Merle? Chiron.
Okay, so how far away is he?
He is a short distance in the sky, so 30 feet or within 30 feet.
Woo.
And I've recently pulled out my hempen rope.
Yep.
What would this? It's 50 feet long.
It's true.
So could I try to lasso the bone devil?
Absolutely. It will we will require an attack roll with dexterity. You're basically making a ranged weapon
Oh.
attack.
Yeah.
Got it. Wait, why did I close that?
I have no idea why.
I
did
have
you
a
close
-1 to my dexterity.
Hell yeah, dude.
that? Well, there's always hope. Well, don't you also have
Bless.
bless?
Yeah,
So that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Better,
but I'm not
better
proficient
than
with this
nothing.
thing.
Oh, that sucks.
20.
Well, it's your dice plus bless -1. Good luck. That's a no.
15.
That's not gonna do it. So
Yeah.
you tie the rope off, you lasso it, and you grab onto its foot, and as you pull, part of it is frozen, and it just breaks off and comes down with the rope.
That's pretty unlucky. That makes sense,
Dang
though.
it.
You hear a mental hiss in your mind. from this creature. You dare capture me? Anything else?
Boy.
No.
All right.
An imp pierces the back of your neck. A searing pain rushes through your body. You take 4 points of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
What about
Chiron.
Doesn't he just
I am
go down?
unconscious from that attack.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Little imp just kind of came in. I was like,
Yep. Yeah. So here's a question that honestly I don't think I know the rule to. If the attack itself knocks him unconscious, the effect still has a poison. Does he get poison? And if he does take the poison damage, does that then count as a death save? Fail. Because normally when you take damage after you're unconscious, it counts as a death save. Failure.
right.
I don't really know the answer to that, so I'm not going to penalize you for it. So, but that's definitely something I probably should look up.
Yeah, and
I mean, that makes sense.
and since I'm unconscious, we've lost bless.
Yeah.
You kill my brothers, I kill you. It's this little tiny thing is basically jumping on top of Chiron's chest and like stomping on it.
I mean,
But do I have to make a con save to check to see if I'm poisoned?
Well, it's not a poison condition, it's poison damage. And that's what I'm confused.
Oh.
Technically, when you take damage when you're unconscious, it's an automatic
is.
failure.
it is. I think it's just because it's not considered like a multi-attack. It's considered the same attack that knocked him out. I think that's how I would rule that.
That's with how I'm gonna. I think I'll go with it for now.
I
But
think that's how I would.
I don't
normally-
actually know the regular ruling for that though. But he's
because
like,
it's not like Divine Smite is another attack. It's just me
Right.
empowering my strike, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of want to think of that. But
well, and that's the
I
other
don't know.
thing is it's already in his system. So, but I totally
Right.
see what you're saying. So I don't know the rulings. We're just gonna go with it's just as normal. You went unconscious, no extra death save. It is this little tiny like 6-inch demon is just jumping on your chest, talking shit. In Infernal, you think you're better than me? You kill my brothers? No, I kill you, you little bitch! And it's just like stomping on your chest.
Oh man, I
very
wish I could
angry.
use my talent-based Hellish Rebuke to do that before,
Yeah.
but I'm unconscious and it's a
too bad you
reaction.
had 1 HP.
Yeah, right. All right, that'll be the end of the round. Zorax, what are you gonna do? You look over and you see this little demon standing atop, or you look down, you see this little demon standing over top of Chiron, just kind of stomping on him. You're being carried,
Unconscious.
twisted, and tossed in the air. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do what I do best. I instead do one of these as I'm going in for another punch. I'm like, I just shake and I just do one of these to his wings.
Okay, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying to grapple
grapple
him in a full Nelson.
Yep. I'm gonna try and grapple him so we stop flapping in the air. Here we go, first one. Oh, here we go. That's not bad.
You gotta beat a 17.
I got 18.
Oh,
I got an 18.
there
Hey!
it is!
We're going straight down, buddy.
Shit, did we ever check how far you fall? You fall at least 60 feet around, right? Or something like that?
It's fast.
Yeah, so instantly you
We're gonna
plummet.
hit the ground, yeah.
You instantly plummet to the ground and smash into it. From 30 feet up, that's what, 3d6, right? Oh.
Holy shit, that hurts.
4, 3, and
How much
4.
am I
So
in?
11 points of fall damage as you guys clatter and crash to the ground. Little shards of frozen bits of Bone Devil scatter on the ground, and you hear a come from the little tiny little devil sitting on top of poor Chiron.
As I am grappling this creature, if I throw my javelin at the imp, am I gonna get op attacked, or am I still engaged with the Bone Devil?
No, it just would. The only time when you make a ranged attack while in melee, it just imposes disadvantage. It doesn't give them an op attack or anything.
So I'm still considered okay, cool. And I look over at the imp, and I'm like,
He's so tiny. He's just like standing on top, stepping on him. You see him cheering. He's raising up his arms. Yeah!
I look over at the Bone Devil, and I look back over at the other guy, and I pull out a javelin. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna get this bastard real quick. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
I snipe it in the skull
So
to a
it's
wall.
going. It's going. Yeah! Yes, yes.
I just as I'm like grappling this creature, I'm like, I do like a double take. I'm like, Chiron? Just fucking throw a javelin into it, and that's my turn as I'm still grappling this creature. And we're kind of just like grappling each other. We're like, haha, but I have you. No, I have you.
You don't have me. What's...
Kill the imp. Midget.
All right, so it's pissed. It crashed to the ground. You notice now that its chest has got several broken ribs. Many parts of its body are broken and shattering, falling apart. One of its 6 wings is almost completely broken from your tight grip and grapple. Its tail swinging is slow and out of control. It's pissed off.
I'm still punching it in the head.
Yeah.
Just imagine anytime Zorax is grappling a creature, it's just at a very intense close-range fisticuffs.
You know what? Nothing wrong with that. That is
constantly
legit.
just trying to hit each other.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are you telling me because I tried to save my friend that I'm gonna have some backup against this damn thing? That's real unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how best this would do. How best he would do. Okay. And give me I need a minute here, because there's something I think I want to do.
That's okay.
But I gotta check something. So, just give me like a few minutes. What the hell does that mean?
I just primarily Lotus another devil, and now we're. I had to snipe an imp off my best friend's chest. How goes your day?
Okay, I got it.
Oh boy.
Okay. In your guys' mind, you hear a thrumming, almost pleading voice from this thing. He says, God. He says, look, I'll make a deal with you. Let me go so I don't get demoted. And I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Okay? Just... Oh, do you want to make a deal? Huh?
It stops in midair. I'm like,
No,
I like deals.
You guys crashed already to the ground. That's why you took fall damage.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes...
Well, I'm imagining we're still trying to like beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah. So, well, you said falling down and it threw my ass off. So you guys are kind of scruffling around the ground. He sends out this telepathic message to you guys.
I'm unconscious.
Yeah, I guess you're.
Well, you have a dream of a demon.
Of a devil speaking to you.
Yeah, right. So he talks to both Merle and Zorax and pleads, "Are you willing to make a deal?" And you can hear the disgust in his voice as he says, "Celestial, huh? I don't want to go back. What is it you want? Tell me."
There's like this like weird pause in this combat, and I'm just like, ooh. Well, here's the thing.
Your call.
Thank you for trusting me, Merle.
It's a horrible idea.
Yeah, not a very
Horrible
great
idea.
idea, but
And
hey,
I'm
I
unconscious.
appreciate it. I look at him and I say, "We want down, not from we're on this floating island. We want down to the ground level, off of this island. How do you think you could help us with that?
Hey.
And if you can't, why should I keep you alive?"
Give me a second.
I only want one of two things: either to get down there, or to have this guy no longer be an issue for me. So that's my prerogative.
Um, he says,
Unless he has something else to offer, I guess.
that can be arranged.
How?
I can fly you. I can fly you down. Just please. I don't want to become a lesser demon again.
And how do I know you won't just drop me?
You kind of, you sense he can't help but hide the oh fuck thought behind his head. He says, we
sucks,
can make a contract. Hells.
Oh, like he's gonna pull up like an actual like scroll and we can actually make a deal?
If you'll want to make a contract, yes.
Now, does this include me and my two allies, or is it just me?
The little one will have to fly on its own. And you see over in the corner.
I forgot about Lulu.
You see over in the corner, Lulu's got a barrier up around a couple of soldiers who are trapped under some rubble down an alley. Not alley.
I'm trying to think, like, where could he screw me up here? What could he possibly do to ruin me?
Well,
and how do I know you won't land me right into the midst of all your allies?
A devil always honors his contract, even to a celestial. I will not become a lemur again. Soulless, mindless creatures.
Here's what the contract is gonna say.
We
call it temporary truce for the next 10 minutes. During that 10 minutes, you take these two paladins, you take them safely to the ground below us, to a location where we'll not be in danger. And during that time, you don't attack us, we don't attack you, and then after that part is complete, you may leave.
What he said.
So, I take these two. You feel his grip loosening up on you as his tail swings around and stops in your face, Zorax, and then it turns and snaps over and points towards Chiron. In that one, I take you to the ground.
To a safe location on the ground.
To a safe location on the ground.
You take them there safely. They do not incur any physical harm during or after transit, or before, for that matter.
Hence the 10-minute truce.
I cannot promise after, as I have no control of that. But you can feel the disgust in his mind. Like, the connection is... You guys are starting to feel disgust as his emotional connection to you is starting to seep into your emotions. He says, this can be arranged. And then you see him, he loosens up on Zorax, and his hand reaches through, and you see a sort of ripple in the atmosphere, and he pulls out a big, massive sheet of paper.
Is it all written in Infernal?
It is, and it needs to be. It must be signed in blood. And then he pulls out his hand, and his tail snips up, and then cuts his hand and wipes it across the thing. And as you see, all the words of the agreement appear and slowly glow. And burn onto the page in blood, and then it darkens into like a dark blood stain, with the agreement that he will take the two paladins to the surface safely.
I read the agreement again carefully.
Give me an investigation check.
Because I can't read this. That's the issue.
I can.
Investigation.
And definitely make sure I check for fine print. Cat. Fucking stuck on me. Ow. Okay. And let's see here. And I might as well throw them with my D12s, because why not?
Yeah. I don't want to
Man,
just sign my soul
that
away.
thing is really helping you out, isn't it?
We're not super
And that-
great in combat against flying enemies, so we can definitely make sure we get out.
And altogether, that comes to 20 for investigation.
So as you're reading through it, it's pretty clear that the contract says that he will safely take you down to the ground level. He will not harm you, and he will leave you be without any sort of fighting.
I mean, that sounds like what we want.
And you do as much you can to make sure no outside source harms them.
Ah! And then he says, "Fine," and another part appears at the bottom that basically says he will not call for help.
That's the...
Because that's how I said that he won't harm us. Like, wait a second, that doesn't mean he won't prevent anything else from harming them.
I tried to make sure that was very clear. So let me think here.
I have my fucking artificer lawyer over here.
So, Matthew, Chiron is back to the day.
Oh shit, yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah, you are instantly transported back to the day before an important day. Is it a vote?
Yeah.
Something important in regarding the priest who raised you.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name?
I actually put it in the backstory. To my notes. No, it's not that name. Where is it?
I don't know.
Lancelot Bennett.
You're back at that voting day. You're standing over a bloody corpse. You recognize it as Lancelot, the one who took you in, the one that raised you. Flash forward, you're in a temple, in a courtroom. You were arguing for prosecution for the murder of your, is it your master or your
mentor.
leader, your mentor. You are arguing in strong emotional outpour of the injustice that is befallen your cardinal, your mentor, his murderer, his rival is being protected, and no matter what you do, nobody can bring justice to him. How is that making you feel? How does that make Kyron feel, not you as Matt?
Right, yeah.
Frustrated beyond belief. His belief in Bahamut is supposed to be about bringing about justice to all, yet nothing has been done.
What is justice? What is justice to Chiron? Is it following the law? Is it right and wrong? If it's not against the law, how can it be wrong? How does that make Chiron feel?
It's a good way to put that, by the way, DM. I like that.
Conflicted.
Because clearly, if it's not against the law, it must not be wrong.
But what if the nature of the law is wrong? That's what brings to his confliction.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
I like that. I was hoping for that. Ooh, it's good.
So what is Chiron? Who is Chiron to decide that the law is wrong? And what is he going to do about it?
Find the evidence.
That the
And bring
law is wrong?
Well, initially, you would find the evidence of his mentor's murder.
Sounds like he knows who the murderer is, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
But for some reason, he can't get to him because the law protects him for
Protect-
some reason.
Yes.
It's quite the struggle for a person who the law and justice that fights for justice. So I imagine Chiron is conflicted. Can justice be
Yes.
served without the law?
No.
That's intriguing. And you wake up back on the battlefield, giant demon standing over top of you. You're breathing heavily as you wake up from it. You guys have come to an agreement with this creature.
Yep. I wiped some of the blood from the side of my head and I slapped my handprint on it.
He looks down at Chiron. He says, I need your blood. Of course, you were passed out, so you have no idea what he's talking about.
Am I stabilized?
Yes.
I look
Okay, so
over
I'm just
to
gonna add 1 hit point.
Yep, go ahead.
I look over to Chiron. Now, I know this sounds bad, but we're making a deal.
Are you insane?
I was waiting for that.
Now,
The contract
I
has
didn't-
been signed.
I point my Bahamut blade at Zorax. You better be darn sure that the contract is by
Oh.
word
Oh, no.
effective.
hold on.
Like, Gary,
Hold on. I'm not sure, but that doesn't matter. Merle is sure, and that matters way more.
I then point my blade to Merle.
you would not believe the amendments I may have made already.
I look over to him and I just start nodding. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, I know you won't believe me, and that's okay.
Your blood.
Just like
I
wipe
say
it
in
off
front
your
of
chest.
shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Just like wipe it off your chest or something. Just kind of put your hand on it. That's what I did. Except mine was from my face.
Hurry.
He's getting us to the ground. We don't even need to fly. He just takes us there.
This is quite the struggle for Chiron, isn't it?
I hate devils,
What's-
and I don't blame you. They'll hold to their deal once they've made it.
And you,
I mean,
Chiron
and-
would know
we've
this.
read
and
up.
yeah, and you would know that from your research. You know that they like deals, and they do try to weasel out of them.
And I would like to say, because of Chiron's tiefling lineage, he would know a general sense about devils and the laws
Right,
that
right.
they have.
Yeah, and you guys did research, so you understand that they do make contracts regularly. While they do try to screw the person out of them, it's a contract that has to be agreed upon. This is pretty normal for devils.
And it's a magical binding with severe consequences, I am assuming.
You can safely assume that.
I don't even know what happens if they try and break the contract. I never thought about that.
The soul is forfeit.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. The soul's forfeit.
it goes
Yeah.
both ways, I think.
That's weird.
Yep. Vox Machina goes to hell. No, seriously.
So, do we have a deal?
This man doesn't want to be a lemur, little green blob monster. I guess I was right.
What you guys read about lemurs? Let me give you a quick little character lesson that you read up on. The lemur arises when a mortal soul or a demon twisted by evil enters the nine hells for eternity. It is the lowest type of devil. Lemurs are repugnant, shapeless creatures doomed to suffer torment until they are promoted to a higher form of devil. Mostly like a common imp, but they can work their way through their
Do the rankings.
through the rankings. A permanent expression of anguish twists across its face, its feeble mouth babbling even though it can't speak. To give you guys another good idea, they are not. Oh shit! I dropped my thing. Their intelligence is a 1.
Yeah,
So
it's not good.
They're mindless creatures, basically.
It is far worse than death.
Yes.
And this is the contract maker?
Well, this is what he'll become if he dies. So he doesn't want to die, basically.
Yeah.
So he offering to make a deal because he doesn't want to be demoted to a lemur.
Doesn't want to be
He doesn't want to be dumber than Grog.
pretty much.
But so we're waiting on you, Chiron. You need to give the okay.
Yep.
And give your your seal.
Your blood. We just need the blood.
Fine.
There's plenty
Fine,
of it on the ground.
You just have to scoop it up. It's in puddles.
So we're clear. We're only making this deal because this demon offered it to us because we were gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He's doing it to save his own skin.
Yeah, that's basically it. He's scared.
Fine, and he uses his free hand to clutch the wound on his neck,
Just kind of whack across his neck, and he's like, "Oh
catching
yeah, that's
the
good."
freshly wet blood, and uses his thumb his index finger, and just puts it and just streaks his blood onto the contract.
It glows bright, and you feel a tug. The connection that you had to your sword, it tugs away a little bit. You can feel it pull back. It's not alive, but you could swear that there's some sort of whimper that comes from inside the back of your mind, pulling away from your blade.
No.
The contract has been sealed. He twists his hand. It rolls up and twists and curls. A dark bit of energy twists around it, and it ties in a nice little blood ribbon bow. And then he holds it up like this, and then that little pocket dimension. He shoves it back in, and just for an instant, you can look into that pocket dimension and see hundreds of thousands of these little twist scrolls. Yeah.
Oh my god. I assume we leave immediately.
If that was the deal,
Yes.
then let us go. And he's not careful about it all. He just grabs y'all. And it beats
I was saying, we just want to go down now, right? Yeah.
Unless you guys have any objections.
No, but Chiron is using the remaining 25 of his lay on hands to heal himself.
Yeah, I usually use my last 15.
From the deal. Carefully.
So, excuse me, I'm gonna need to get water.
He just grabs us both by one arm. He's like, oh, fuck this.
So as you guys begin to take flight, with Merle flying right beside you, and Lulu, saying, "Well, you guys, I don't know how I feel about this, but we do what we gotta do, I suppose. I'm not. She doesn't know what to make of this at this point.
Yeah.
So you
That
guys,
kinda is in line.
you guys take flight.
I do see the Lulu. Well, if it makes you feel any better, he was surrendering, and it's not like a lot of people feel great about killing something that's surrendering. Begging for its life, you know.
Well, I can understand that, but he's also evil, so what does it matter? He'll just come back down.
That's brutal. Jesus, Lulu.
Chiron uses...
I was a nice girl, and then I wasn't.
Chiron's also going to be using Cure Wounds on himself.
I have one spell slot.
That's
And I'm
second
gonna
level.
hold on to it for as long as I can.
What was that, Chiron?
He's using
Cure
Wounds on
Wounds,
himself.
second level.
Okay.
I heal 11 hit points.
Woohoo.
By the way, did you all know that D&D Beyond has got healing potion dice for the Digidice?
Yeah, they honestly, they got a good thing going there, man. They got people paying for fancy digital dice. I almost wish I could become a 3D renderer and make some of that shit. some good because they got it. Shit looks cool, but I'm just like I could sell something like that.
Right.
Good idea.
Yeah, no kidding.
So what happens now, DM? Are you taking your time real quick?
Checking some stuff to make sure I got it.
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. So
Yep. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and shift the channel to a break screen, assuming
right
I got one.
Ooh.
Yes.
For me.
So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, so I get some water. They can go to the bathroom. Hey, we're back. Sorry for our quick little break.
Yeah.
So you guys are flying over top of this fiery landscape. As far as the eye can see, nothing but red thunder clouds, with the exception of the black and blue that's coming off of the companion that's crackling with energy. At this point, you can see these massive, giant spikes on the outside of Elturel that have the chains dripping from it, and it's almost like Elturel is like almost like a floating balloon, and these chains are plummeted into Avernus, and it keeps it from going and almost floating away, as it would seem. Below you, you see a massive just onslaught of a battlefield. There's demons and devils just duking it out. Blood is going everywhere. Ichor is going everywhere.
Devils of all archetypes.
Yeah, this is a battle unlike anything you've ever seen in Faerun. Something like this scale just doesn't happen.
This is a war zone.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah. He says,
Much longer than we've all been alive.
"Is this your first time seeing the Blood War?" Is it Brood War or Blood War? Fuck, I forgot.
Blood War.
It is Blood War.
Blood War.
Okay.
Brood was a StarCraft expansion.
Oh, yeah. Is this your first time seeing the Blood War?
This is our first time in hell, period.
I remember my first time. And then he starts ranting like an old man, talking about the good old days, how it used to be better. You know.
I'm sure he's been around for a long time,
Yeah.
if he's a high-ranking devil.
Yep. He says, gonna be honest, it's pretty horrible down here. It's a place of abjective misery. No one is ever happy.
That's funny.
And there's almost no mortals whatsoever to make a deal, isn't there?
Oh, no, of course not. Every devil is exploited by those higher than him. It's just how it goes.
Jeez.
And honestly, you can hear the humming of his wings as you're flying over this. He says, and everyone's in constant fear of the one above you, and it's a scramble for a promotion. And as you obviously have learned, and doing everything you can to avoid demotion. It's a horrible experience. But what did you think would happen if you ended up down here? Very rarely do people come free of their own will. And this telepathic link is kind of a bit of a curiosity towards you guys.
Oh yeah, because we're down here by
voluntary.
our own will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food is awful. The drink is awful. The sex is awful. It's all awful.
Makes sense.
It almost makes you wish you could be alive. Almost. But that can be just as bad.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Why has Zariel plunged Elturel into Avernus?
What? Why would you think I would know such a thing?
Yeah.
Those of us at lower ranks are just grunts. And we have grunts that are our grunts. And they have grunts. Nobody really knows what's going on. Not since the Blood War started. You know,
How
How
long have you
recent
been
did
down
it
here?
start?
that's a good question. It's been so long. I do remember what it was like before, though. Once again, you're sailing over, and a couple arrows fly by. During his little discussion, he's talking about how Avernus actually used to be a paradise.
In hellish terms?
No, in actual terms. He
Like
describes the
a
most
genuine paradise.
Yeah.
Lavish fountains and shit.
It was
Thousands of
Asmodeus's
buckets of
gift to
blood.
those who did his work. Then the blood war started, turned it all into an infinite, desolate wasteland. Look, as you look around, you see gouts of flames, shooting hundreds of feet into the air, and dead corpses flailing through the air, as they're battling it out. At this point, during his, kind of reminiscing of how Avernus used to be, you guys are actually intercepted by a couple demons or devils, and they go, "Sir, where are you taking the prisoners?" And without missing a beat, his tail wraps around and lops off their heads.
Oh,
Bastard contract. he just continues. he just continues on. Do you guys?
Oh, they must have been real low level for him.
Just a couple barb
Couple
devil.
of
Yeah, what
grunts.
are the? Yeah, just some of the. I forget the barb devil. Is that the flying one? I forget.
I think that's the spine devil.
They're all the fucking same to me. They're all devils. At this point, he's kind of done with this spiel. Do you guys have any specific questions aside from the one he doesn't know the answer to?
How long have you been down here?
I
So Axe is interested in him just as he's interested in us.
Centuries.
I guess
It's hard to know.
I
the
guess time
state
has
of
little meaning down
Alemur.
here.
That's true.
Yeah, didn't even think about
The
that.
time is different on the surface. Plus, when you're a lemur, you really are just there. Not
Yeah.
really anything else. It's a horrible existence. Many of us would do anything to avoid it. He kind of, once again, you can feel a stabbing telepathic connection to you of annoyance that he needs to do this, as you can tell. Anything else?
Well,
Have
you-
you seen?
No, go ahead.
Have you seen or met Zariel before?
The Archdevil.
It's an interesting question.
I have seen her. Met. She is far above my station.
Have you...
She
We know about the sword, right?
is a wonder in battle. A bloodlust. A thirst. She does it for the thrill. Not what I would expect from a once powerful celestial. What was your question?
Sounds like Zorax.
What was your question, Austin?
Do we know about the sword?
Yes, you do.
We've also come across some strange information regarding Zariel. Do you know anything about a sword?
Yes, there are many swords in this realm.
The sword of Zariel.
I have heard of such things. There is a wound upon Avernus. They say the blade is what is ruining and corrupting. Hang on. I gotta be careful how I word this. Okay, he says, I have heard of this. They say that if you can wield it, you can return and leave Avernus. There's just a problem. It's guarded, and it's sealed over, like a scar upon Avernus's surface.
You know where it is located.
That depends. What kind of deal are you willing to make for the information?
That would make sense. It is powerful information.
Assuming he even knows where it is in the first place.
True. Sounds as if he does. Insight, I guess?
Or
Sure,
maybe he
go ahead.
wants to make you think he does.
Yeah.
Can I assist him?
I
Oh wait, he's already rolled.
I will use my shrewd investigator to add a D. It's D12, right? Yeah, D12.
Your talent, right?
Yeah, my talent. 17.
Give me a second here.
That's fine. I rolled kind of poopy and didn't roll much better afterwards, so it's kind of sad. But oh well. It is what it is. That's why I decided to use it. Rolled pretty middling.
So, he kind of prods you a little bit. He says, I have information that may be of import to those who seek the blade. But
Possibly.
not possibly. It certainly is of value. The problem is how badly do you seek it? The fluttering of his wings as he kind of swoops down. And at this point, you guys are lowering towards the ground. You're probably just a few hundred feet up now. And he's starting to, like, carry you and dodge and weave in between these giant, like, fiery red pillars away from the major battle. The information I have is good for those who seek the blade. But what are you willing to pay for it? If a deal can be struck, I have no doubts you will find the blade. Whether you can claim it, though, that is another story.
I don't even know what
say-
we're able to offer besides just my fucking soul, and I don't know about that one, Chief.
You continue to live, and we don't stab you in the back as you leave.
You are bound
Technically-
by contract.
We said we wouldn't
Technically,
fight.
as long as he waits for the next 5 minutes, you can't actually judge him.
Yeah.
Whereas the inverse is true, too.
We made a truce. And it's contract bound.
Contract.
No, I really don't have much to offer, to be honest.
Your sword? What do you need it for anyway? You
Live?
seem to already be soulless. I do not take the soul now, but upon your death.
Then all I have to do is live forever.
That is a cheat. I have met
And that's
your
not-
kind. That
I
druid
was gonna
still
say.
owes me her soul.
I love it. I look over to Lulu. Lulu, you said you might know where this sword is, right?
Well, that is what I said. You know I keep having dreams and flashbacks. I think I know where it's at. Maybe. I do think so. I might be able to get us there. Might take a while, but we'll get there.
I look
He
back over
kinda-
to the devil.
The devil kind of chuckles in his head. And kind of a whatever sort of thing.
I look back over to the devil. Well, unfortunately, I do like my soul. and I don't know how to live forever.
So do I.
And
Do you have anything else of value? A favor, perhaps? You help me, I help you.
Here's my help I'm gonna give you. A professional courtesy, you have 2 minutes to live. For that, time's up. So you might want to skedaddle.
That's fine. I'm not the one who needs the information on the blade.
yeah, oh, we'll have to decline, unfortunately.
Well, in case you change your mind, he flips you a coin that has a image, a double-headed image of Asmodeus on both sides. When you're
Catch it.
ready, take this to the Emporium, and I will come to make a deal when you're ready.
Our own personal like black market guy. Hey, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a black market that's very skewed, not in our favor, but what black market is?
Why would you think such a thing? We run a business down here as much as the next.
I motion to all of hell. I mean, it's not really great down here.
Paradise. Precise opposite of paradise.
Yeah.
All right. So he lands you atop a giant pillar. This pillar is hundreds of feet in the air. 100 feet in the air. This is a safe place to leave you. He releases you, and you're basically on the top of a giant tower, stone tower.
But there's no stairs.
No. I
Beautiful.
have brought you. This is the ground. And as you look down, technically it's connected to the ground.
You can't win them all.
Hey, you know what? We held our deal. You held yours. I can't be mad. Out of all the things that could have gone wrong, I think we both win. Okay, well,
Give me a second here.
we both have rope. Leads about 100 feet. We just gotta stick it in the ground somehow.
Look at the broken rope that I have.
Yeah, it's only a little bit off the top. All we have to do is not fall more than like 10 feet. Should be okay.
Well, it's 100 feet down, so...
Yeah, we have 2 ropes. We tie them together. It's like 100
We
feet.
don't have grappling hooks or climbing gear.
He says,
But you don't need climbing gear to
makes
go
sense.
down a rope.
when you call for me, the name is Azazel.
Azazel.
I look forward to making a deal again.
Right down.
And he flies off.
Azazel. It's a very...
Diesel.
So that feeling we had earlier,
Dissipates.
the contract was formed.
So the contract's done. Cool. We have to get off of here in about 5 minutes, or else he'll come back with friends. So...
Actually, it's probably less than a minute at this point.
Yeah, so we gotta...
Skedaddle?
Yeah,
I could use Misty Step to safely break my deathly fall.
we have 100 feet of rope. We just have to, like, keep it somewhere. We just have to tie it to something, like a dagger, or like a javelin, or, you know, something. I have a javelin, so, you know, I can just... And then wrap it around that, and then just go
Probably
I
down.
have a dagger and a short sword that I can spare.
What'd Merle say?
I can rig up something quickly.
That's true.
Tie the stupid rope together.
Say,
What can
the-
Merle make in this situation to kind of play something down?
Are you talking to me?
You and Merle.
He can try to make whatever he wants. It's his role that'll determine whether it's something successful or not.
Hmm.
I imagine
I can
you've
definitely-
got basic tools with you, right?
Yep. Make something out of the metal to create a quick, small hook and a spike.
Yeah, it's like a stake or something.
Just to make it already have a stake of some kind.
Yeah.
I have a Dungeoneer's pack, so probably.
It's fair.
All right.
Right.
Why don't you give me?
I
Go ahead.
I probably already have a. Let me double check a Dungeoneer's pack.
Engineers.
I have an
pack.
explorer's pack.
We do. There's already stakes in there.
I have an explorer's pack. So let me check that real quick.
Tinderbox. Torch.
We got pins in there, so we're good.
Oh yeah, pins. Never mind, we're good then. Yeah. So you just gotta hammer it in. That's it. And we both, me and you, definitely have
I'll tie
rope.
you hammer it in.
Alrighty. I feel like that's
Fuck
what we
you,
do.
boys.
Do we have to make a check for that? I imagine it's a fairly simple task.
Yeah, no, I imagine you guys can do that without any incident. You're
Yeah.
able to kind of jerry rig your equipment together, tying your ropes and all that stuff, and you start your climb down. You notice the closer that you get to the ground, the hotter it gets. It starts to almost become to a point that it's unbearable.
Great. Damn it. There's no victory here. It's only more loss.
That's true. Now, it would be a great time for me to ask you exactly how much rations you guys have that you left with. I think your kits come with a certain number.
They do.
Yep.
You are now going to need to start keeping track of that and your
10 days of
resources
rations.
and stuff. Yes.
So
I have a day's worth of ration.
only a day. Oh man.
That's not
I
going
got
to do
10.
it. That's going
I
to be
got 10
rough.
days.
Now, you can
Yeah.
survive on half rations, but you start to incur penalties.
Oh, we talked about this in the past because I could picture us if we knew we were coming to hell and we put stuff ahead of time. But I don't recall us talking about that too much either. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and well, you also went to a city, and they actually said, "Is there anything you need that we can get for you?" Because I know I asked that twice specifically,
Right.
and nobody really said that they need anything. Now,
mean, I'm
as
still-
adventurers, you have your adventurers packs, which include basic rations and stuff. Now, you can certainly try to hunt as we make your way through these by survival checks and
Mhm.
stuff, but it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. I got 10 days worth of rations, so I should be all right for a little while.
Okay,
You have
And-
10 when I have 1.
it depends
I
on
have
the
an
pack.
explorer's pack.
Yeah, it depends on the pack you have. Different amounts.
Yep.
The different ones prioritize them differently. I think I found what I was looking for.
Mine's meant to be in dungeons for
Fine.
long ass times.
Yeah.
What's up?
These are 1 day each, and I have 10 of those.
So you have 10 rations.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know any pack that has one, but I mean,
Yeah,
if
I
somehow
don't know.
there is, maybe like a priest pack or something. So no, those don't typically have too many.
All right. So, as you
Okay.
guys,
Give me some time.
land on the, you manage to make your way down.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu walks up and she says,
Move the rope.
"Well,
But-
I think it's this way." And she kind of looks one direction. She flies up, and then she spins around at 180 and says, "Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe it's this way. I think I recognize those features there. Huh. I definitely think it's this way, you guys. Yes, I think we definitely should go this way." And she points to the west, which you guys are kind of, I guess I can't say north and west, Relative to the companion, it's to the west. Let's use that as our North Star, right?
Sure.
Okay. But before we do that, can we have a short rest?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't recommend it yet because
We're currently standing next to a bunch of
Yeah.
fire.
Well, it's not fire. It's just it's hot wherever you're at now.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Basically, what it's going to mean is it's going to make it very difficult without some sort of preparation to get a long rest.
Gotcha.
You're basically walking the edge of like a volcano. That's how hot it is. Now, the only person that probably isn't going to affect as much is going to be Chiron because he's a tiefling and has fire resistance.
Fire resistance.
So he'll probably be the only one that doesn't, bust his sweat, just standing around. So are you guys going to take a short rest?
What was Merle gonna say?
well, keep in mind we still have a couple minutes left before the demon said he would leave us alone. To say what's going to
That.
happen after, so we don't want to skedaddle.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep a move on.
All right. Lulu kind of gives you guys a bit of, kind of takes out front, takes the lead. You start to hear her, she's kind of humming a little bit to herself. She's definitely in higher spirits. You're not exactly sure why.
Cool. Great.
Anybody? I need survival checks from everybody, please.
I can use that with my shrewd investigator if I need to. Hell yeah, dude. No, I'll be fine though. 17. I'll take it.
Alright, that's going to
19.
be an even 10.
That's no good.
Uh-oh.
So we got a 10,
And 17
a
and then
17.
I think Karen got 19.
19.
Yeah.
All right, Chiron. As you guys are making your way through these, I don't want to say it's a canyon because it's got all these different vertical pillars because you climb down from one, but it's almost like a maze of these stone towers. And Lulu is kind of leading you. You're starting to see some very odd things. You see critters scampering around, like you swear they look like rats, but they're basically just kind of like a skeleton, kind of just skittering around. There's pools of this liquid green stuff, which you assume is somehow part of the river Styx. When you were flying over, you guys were easily able to identify that. You've read up enough information about Avernus, coming here that the massive green river traps souls, and that's where like the lemurs and stuff kind of come out of. It's also a souls are kind of a power source, if you will.
Gross.
What?
I said gross.
And as you guys are as you're walking towards these puddles or around these puddles, Chiron, you actually start to see like faces and hands kind of start to reach out through them, and then they kind of fade back. They push through like they're trying to break through this barrier, and you start to actually spot a very odd pattern in the towers. You start to see all these little these dots of holes in some of the towers, and you see these in the distance. You see these shadowy figures kind of flying in and flying out of these. Some have none, while others have hundreds and dozens or hundreds of these little holes. And the farther you follow Lulu, you start to see that they're almost
Just bad.
no, no, it's not. You start to see like footprints on the ground that are almost look like they just disappear. You'll see several foot tracks that seem to be, as you guys are walking by, and then they're just gone. You look up and you see these giant flying insects, going inside and outside of these towers. You find it strange that footprints would just vanish. And the footprints are a variety of sizes, and some of them don't look like they're wearing boots. They're like giant, feet with claws, like Bigfoot sort of stuff.
Strange.
Either being teleported away or they flew away.
Or grabbed. They were yoinked.
Point being.
Not ideal.
Nope. The heat at this point, you guys have traveled a few miles. The heat is really getting to you. Everyone except for Chiron, please give me a Constitution save, DC 10.
I survive.
Ian, make a con save, DC 10.
Yeah, make sure to add +5 because of my aura of protection.
Oh, I rolled on that 20 on the die, so I'm good. So that means I roll a 30. Austin.
What'd you get? I didn't ask for Chiron to save one because he's got resistance. So
resistance.
the heat's really getting to you guys. The sweat is running down your face and into your armor. The smell of sulfur is just overwhelming. Lulu is her excitement has slowly gone down. A few hours have passed. If there's not really like a sun, but the sky is beginning to darken with like these shadowy thunderclouds, I guess. It's about the closest you would relate them to. And it's beginning to get dimmer and dimmer. You guys are just trekking and traveling for hours through this. Flying over it, it was obvious that this place was large, but trekking through it in the heat and this nasty smell it's becoming disorienting. It's exhausting. Your boots are full of moisture. Your tunics and your clothes underneath your armor is just sweltering. What is it you guys are discussing during this travel? What kind of talk is amongst your characters? Including Lulu, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk to her about.
Is she holding up from this journey?
You can start to see she's starting to drag a little bit, but it doesn't seem to affect her quite as much as it affects Zorax and Merle.
I'll offer her my shoulder for her to rest on.
She says, "Well, aren't you just the gentleman?" She flutters over with her little big elephant Dumbo ears and lands right on you. And she trumpets with her horn and thanks.
I also walk up to Lulu. Have you been to the celestial realm?
Well, of course. I am a celestial after all. Can't very well be an aide to Lady Zarya without going there.
What was
Was
it
it
like up
Chiron?
there?
I point at Karen. Part celestial, and that idiot's never been there. I kind of didn't even argue a single thing I've said.
So, what were you gonna say, Austin?
Zorax is a little interested in his heritage and is wondering what it's like up there. If it would have been any different from his home at Baldur's Gate, which obviously is very different, but, he's curious. Because obviously he has no idea, right? He's only researched devils and demons, and he's only fought his way to be where he's at, so he's curious as to what it was like. If Lulu has any, stories of being in the upper planes. Kind of a tough question for the DM, but
Yeah, that's all right. Give me a second
kind of have
here.
to ask Paul a little bit there.
Well,
Which I also actually don't know too much about the upper planes anyway, so it would be nice.
yes, I'm actually pulling up more information. I actually read some of this stuff before, but
I did, but it wasn't much. I just glossed over it.
Some of the basics should be in the
She says,
DMG.
yeah, well, I'm not sitting on the DMG at the moment. She says,
Yeah.
well, if I had to say, the blessed fields of Elysium, it's the embodiment of pure good. You know, without being overly restricted by law. It's a really nice place. None of that randomness that you guys get down here. Look at the chaos. It's nice occasionally down here, but you know, the things that make it so interesting, in my opinion, is the beauty that comes with it. The gold, the silver, the sky is as radiant as if the sun is setting all the time. And you start to actually notice that she starts to... Her voice gets a little softer. She... Almost as if she's reminiscing about an old friend or an old home. She says, you know, it's... Everyone just treats it as one thing, but do you know? It's actually several different realms combined. Places of perfection.
Mechanicus?
What? I don't think so. Hang on a sec. I'm trying to feed you information and read at the same time, and it's only going moderately successful. There's so much.
It surely sounds a lot better up there than where I was born, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, here we go. I think I got some.
Woohoo!
She says,
History lesson.
Do you know what makes it my favorite place, though? Everything is so beautiful. The people, the flowers, the ground, all of it. Gold and beauty as far as the eye can see. I used to be able to fly for days upon the silvery winds that smelled like flowers. And she almost starts to break down in tears as she starts to get surge of emotion from remembering her time in Elysium and Arborea and a few other locations that she's visited. If you give me a second... Yes, my Dungeon Master Guide's actually in the house. Hang on a second.
Zorax is perturbed as he's like, I've known nothing but strife and chaos. This is unknown to me.
Don't know about peace, Zorax?
No, unfortunately. I don't think I've ever... If I have ever had peace, it's the moments of respite when I am not actively on duty, and it is when I can sleep. That is the most peace I am offered. I've even... I've been with the Flaming Fists for as long as I can remember, when the captain of the old guard was still the captain. And when he went away, I certainly lost a lot for the Flaming Fists, as now we're nothing more than just a bunch of bandits. But I mean, I still want to believe. I want to imagine that Zorax has like this weird, like, somewhat good in him, where he's like, you know, I did want to believe in people, and he's just a victim of circumstance. That's kind of how I'm trying to paint him out, I guess. He's he goes on, he's like, it's not like I didn't want peace. I suppose if at one point, if I had any opportunity to settle down and live the life of a noble like my wife, or not have to fight every day.
Your wife is a
Maybe.
noble.
She is. Her name is Saphira. She was a someone who had class within Baldur's Gate, and thankfully she wasn't in El Terrell at the time. So but it is what it is. I mean, here I am. This is what the divines have given me, apparently, is just constant strife and chaos, and now I'm in hell. So...
Well, I'm gonna be honest. All of that The gods have the plans for you? That's such nonsense. You know they don't even pay attention that much, right?
You know, it makes a lot more sense when you say it that way.
I mean, you try to explain to those guys in those robes all the time, and they just tell you how crazy you are. But what makes more sense? That all the gods are watching everything you do all the time? Or they're too busy and they got more important things to do?
Guess it makes sense.
She says, but you know what I miss the most? The tranquility. It seeps into your bone, into your soul. Those who enter the plane of Elysium, it's a place of joy, pleasure, and eternal rest.
That is a place I'll probably never see, unfortunately.
Probably not.
I've killed far too many people in my life to ever have any sort of eternal peace and tranquility.
I hate to say it there, Zorax, but you might already be home, buddy. But you know what Zariel used to tell me? Souls can be saved. But it's just
The
not
irony.
worth it. Yeah, right?
The irony that hers is trapped in hell.
So you guys end up traveling a little bit more. She actually ends up leading you along a bit of the towering peaks that ends up having the part of the river Styx broken off into it that feeds through it. She says, "We'll probably follow this till we get there. I think. I'm not really sure now that I think about it. My brain's still a little foggy. Yes. You guys. Yes. I think we should continue traveling for a little while longer. But I can see you getting taxed. Give me Constitution saves again, please. This time DC's 13.
I have succeeded with a 21. Everyone gets +5 because they're around me.
To roll.
Well, I imagine he still doesn't have to roll, right? Because I'm assuming this is from... I know this is fatigue. This is probably different.
Yeah, no, it's from the heat.
Okay.
At this point, you guys have been marching for the equivalent of a day. You're getting pretty taxed. You probably want to find a shelter and might want to find a place to take shelter. It seems like you've been walking for an eternity.
Yeah.
And it's taxing and it's exhausting.
Is there any, like, rock formation we might be able to crawl into, or...
Give me an investigation check.
Nice system.
Sure. Y'all can
Does that
look
give me
around.
advantage? Is that advantage, or are you rolling?
You roll with advantage.
Investigation, I got a 22.
I got a 19. Thanks to his help, because otherwise it was a 5.
So as you guys are looking around for a spot to camp, you actually have a realization. You see it. You spot a little area, a little cave area inside one of these giant towers, and it occurs to you guys that you guys spent only a few minutes flying over top of this entire area of jagged, towering spikes. You should have reached the end of it by now. And in fact, you can't see any end to it.
Son of a gun.
So you are able to find a little area, an area carved out. It looks like some sort of chunk must have fallen off, and it creates kind of a low overhang. It's not so much a cave, more like a low overhang that's got like a segment at like a 45-degree angle.
Right, just like somewhere that's kind of like a A little bit of collapsed ground.
Yeah, and it hangs up over top of the emptiness there, giving you kind of like that that Pride Rock kind of design, jutting out.
It's got like the smallest bit of a roof for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes,
That might be as good of a spot as any.
I agree.
It's out of sight.
Is it like a small pebble or something on the ground?
Is there a what?
A small pebble, rock or something on the ground?
Sure. There's pebbles everywhere.
I pick one up, then I use my artificer feature to make it glow, which would be about like a 5-foot radius, and I toss it into the area.
Okay. The light scatters, and lights up the area. All you can see is a little bit of yellow moss or something in there, some mushrooms. Doesn't seem to be any creatures or anything.
I draw the Blade of Bahamut, and it emits a bright light in a 10-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 10 feet.
Do you think that those poison or mushrooms are poisonous? Or the yellow moss?
Nature checks.
Probably, right? Fuck, not nature.
I'm not proficient.
I'm not proficient
I
either.
am.
It's 0
Beginning?
modifier.
3.
You say 23?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Go Ian.
You immediately recognize the fungus as you were scrolling through your research books. You had read that there is a dangerous moss that grows very regularly in the Nine Hells called ember moss, and it is extremely flammable. You can't be 100% sure, but you think this might be some of that. There's only one way to test it.
You say flammable as in it explodes.
Something like that. It's flammable. An explosion creates impact and stuff. This more or less is like be more like a
gasoline
flare.
being lit on.
Yeah, it just. So not explosion, but lots of fire. If
I
you're not
immediately-
mistaken.
Do you
put
tell
in
me
a
that?
torch.
Yeah?
Of course I figured that. It's not out loud.
I get a tinder box, I light a torch, and I throw the torch in there.
It bursts into flames and fire goes scorching all the rock. You can feel if it wasn't hot here before, it is burning like a bonfire, and it burns for a good couple minutes before it.
Or it all cleans out.
Excuse me, not a couple minutes. It burns nonstop. It burns the whole time you're standing there. It doesn't seem to be going out.
Want to ray of frost it?
I back up.
Think a ray of frost can like take care of that bonfire.
Absolutely. You can certainly try.
What do you got to lose? It's a cantrip.
Yep. So you pull out your gun and you start pew 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 blasts of this icy frost. Wow, way to be smart there, Justin. This cold,
Ice frost.
frozen ray. Slowly, you're able to put out different sections of it, and ends up freezing over. Yeah, and you're able to quickly put it out.
Oh, we can sit in there now.
It smells nice and mushroomy now. You fried all the mushrooms that were there.
Thinking the mushrooms were those poisonous.
Give me an investigation, or give me a nature check.
All right. That'll be a 14.
They look good. You have no reason to believe that they're not that they wouldn't be edible.
I rolled a 7, so there's no way.
They look good. Look good on a salad.
Well, I'll go in first. If I die, we know why. Does that sound like the plan?
Sure.
Yeah,
Have
let's
a short
do it.
rest before we explore.
Well, there's not really
Explore.
not much
There's
to
nothing to
explore. It's
explore,
like
yeah.
a 10-foot
Yeah.
hole.
It's like an overhang.
Yeah, you're hiding out underneath like a rocky outcropping.
Yeah. So I'll just go in there.
All right, you walk in with the crunching of what's left of the icy frozen ember moss, crunching under your boots, the popping of mushrooms as you step atop of them. There you go.
Do I feel any different? Do I?
No, so far seems good. There's no any newer strange smells in the area other the crispy burn of moss, which smells very much like burning rubber.
Yeah, I think we're good, guys. I don't know. I don't feel any different. I'm gonna rest here if you guys are gonna.
I sheath the blade of Bahamut and enter the cave.
How long does that glowing pebble last?
That too.
I'm sorry,
Said
what?
as long as you wanted to.
Okay. So you got this kind of throbbing light coming from this, constant glowing light coming from the stone that was thrown in there. It's getting relatively dark once again. It's more like thunder clouds covering the glowing red sky than it is like a nighttime. Give me a perception check.
Everyone?
Yes.
Fuck.
Get back here.
I have like decent perception. No, I don't. I got a 4.
16.
7.
All right.
That ain't good.
So as you guys are kind of relaxing a little bit, what are you guys doing in this time? What are you doing during your short rest? Any interesting conversation? You cleaning your equipment?
As Chiron is patching himself up, he is saying a prayer, asking forgiveness.
You know, I already told you the gods aren't listening.
That's funny. You know, I don't think I ever really stated this, but the reason I became a Void Walker is because I kind of figured that I'd probably end up someplace like this, and so I thought the better alternative was just to go into the fugue. I don't know if you guys have any idea what that is, but it's basically a giant, gray, empty void with one city.
I have been there. I know of this place.
And maybe one day I'll be a guard there, and I'll still do what I love doing best. Taking people home.
So, I have to
We'll find
ask,
out eventually, won't we?
do you live in the city of judgment?
No, not currently.
Maybe
when I die. Maybe when I die.
I remember when Zariel and myself, we got to meet Kellenthal. That's another deity that doesn't listen. Just so you know.
Zorax's head kind of perks up. Is like, holy shit. Like, he shakes his head a little bit more. You've met Kellenvor?
Well,
What?
of course.
Have you met Jurgal?
Unfortunately, he was off on businesses when myself and Zariel met. But I do remember meeting the Lord of the Dead.
Do I recognize those names?
Man. Give me a religion check.
Ooh, something I'm good at.
Yay! What's the number?
15.
15. Okay.
You actually recall reading up on a area within the astral plane that's a neutral area called the Fuga Plane, where souls of mortals are drawn when they died, and that's where judgment is passed upon them.
And that's where Zorax intends to work forever.
Of his soulful days.
Yeah. Does Merle have anything he wants to add to our conversation here?
Not particularly.
Alrighty.
Fair enough.
You guys kind of continue on cleaning up your equipment, sharing old war stories, and a little bit about yourselves.
About the many bandits I've slain in one day.
The check you made earlier.
Oh yeah.
Who had
Mr.
the high?
16.
Yeah, who had the 16?
Chiron.
Chiron, you hear a large buzzing sound. It starts off like a zzz, but then it gradually became several, then dozens, then hundreds, and then the entire area sounds like a zzz.
I may as well roll some d10s because I forgot that we actually did take a short rest. By mistake. But that's also not good.
I draw the Blade of Bahamut.
You draw your blade and you step out just so slightly out from your evercrop, and you realize now that the thunderclouds that you were seeing were not thunderclouds. It is the largest swarm of insects you have ever seen, and they are flooding into the holes in the towers, these tower structures.
Jesus.
And it is quickly beginning to fill the area and looks like it's going to crash into your tower, much like a wave into a rock. As they are just flying by, you see that they're probably like the size of cats. These giant, deadly. They almost look like giant wasps, but instead of like, they've got like these fiery bottoms. With little dripping red stuff out of their
God.
their little ass needles, and then you
Do we
guys
know what
hear.
these are?
I am gonna require a check for this because this is
A type.
very specific. I'm gonna say this is an Arcana check.
Ain't proficient.
I got a 10.
Yet I rolled a 19.
Sometimes you
15.
So
That's my highest roll.
now
of the night.
Chiron didn't get a chance to read up a whole lot, but there is some stuff that he managed to stumble across, and he was able to read about. You were able to read about hell wasps, these dangerous, highly intelligent insects type creatures with. I wonder if I could show this to the camera. How well you guys can see this. This is what this looks like.
Oh my god, it's huge.
And they're terrifying. But they're not mindless creatures. They are, in fact, very intelligent. They speak, and they're telepathic. But that's with their hive mind only. And they are very dangerous. And at that moment, you guys hear, "Well, I'll never," and you see as this entire area is being crashed into these as they're flying through it. You guys duck quickly underneath, and one snatches Lulu. What? And starts flying off with her.
I run after him.
And that's where we're gonna end.
Ah!
Oh boy. Damn it, Lulu. Damn it.
Alrighty. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Absolutely.
Ah.
Was it?
I nearly died.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
tried.
that'll happen.
I tried. I really was surprised when you just let that invisible guy go and didn't try nothing. Like, you guys have detect evil, don't you, or something like that, or
You said he
define
just
sense?
poofed. I thought he just teleported out or something.
No, well, I feel like that's something we should have checked. He actually they're imps. They had invisibility. He didn't actually go nowhere.
That's right.
I was like, oh well, he'll just hide until somebody, and then he'll wait for an opportunity. And as soon as you told me you were weak and he was low, I was like, oh, this is his opportunity. Did you guys enjoy yourself though?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The extra hour, okay?
Yeah.
Yep. We
Wasn't
got a lot of stuff done.
I feel like we got way more done than we have in like the past like 2 sessions.
well, that's
Like,
good.
legitimately.
Well, I'm glad. That's what I said. I don't mind changing it up a little bit. So hopefully that everyone enjoyed themselves. And
Plus, I know we got that like little intermission too, and it kind of recharges us.
yes,
to kinda,
I would agree.
and that's needed.
Something we'll have to
We
make
do
sure
that
to
more
keep going.
often.
All right. Before we close out, why don't you guys tell me who you are and who you're playing and what you liked about today's game? Starting with, we'll go back the other way. Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin. I was playing Zorax. My favorite moment would probably have to be... You know, you would think I'd say the jump stab, but honestly, my favorite part was probably the grappling a devil and flying back to the ground. It's
Awesome.
still one of my favorite things to do.
Very cool.
Love
That's
to
all it
grapple
is.
your enemies.
Dude,
It's fun.
I can appreciate anybody who likes to grapple, man. That's my jams.
It's easy and
and
it's good.
You like to grapple them and let gravity suplex them.
You did Paladin Power Bomb.
Yeah.
All right, Ian.
I'd say that when we kind of force that devil to make a good deal on our terms.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting as much, so I was really happy that you took into that. Though honestly,
Definitely wasn't gonna be me.
I expected some more demands. Because you really had them by the dice.
Yeah. But that was what it was.
But inversely, though, I didn't want to push my luck either.
That's also an excellent point. All right, Matt.
I enjoyed the chance to do more this session in general.
Makes me sad when the best
Even
part of the
though
game
I
is
am
it's longer.
completely worthless in ranged fights, which makes me believe I should have played a cleric.
You gotta be careful. That's not your thing. You need. It's my job to put you guys in situations, not just where you shine, but where you're also weak. And when
That's a big thing.
when you guys were under the ground fighting that stuff in those sewers, that gave you the most benefit. But gimped the guy whose core feature is flight and range. So I will make it my job to try to balance that, but you won't always be the person that shines. But hopefully I'll give you that opportunity, like when you got to draw a very awesome, powerful weapon. But awesome, a mighty hammer of Thor doesn't mean shit if you can't,
Can't use it.
hit the target, right? So, but how did you like the trying to include your backstory in the why you were unconscious?
That was quite an interesting moment for us to apply.
Probably not something you expect to happen when you're unconscious, but believe it or not, this is this man's TM style. Who would have guessed?
Right in the backstory, as I was listening to our previous session, and just to help fill in the blanks of my notes and everything in case I missed something.
Okay.
Interesting. We're not at the point for the whole story, but I think that's okay because that leaves a little mystery to the other players and potentially our viewers.
Gives you room to grow. That's how I always think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I had no idea how to tie in the whole Void Walker thing with Zorax until literally just like 10 minutes ago. I was like, that makes so much sense. He's trying to avoid going to hell, so he's trying to take an alternate route.
And
He's trying to game the system.
And that's exactly that's really good because that's exactly what he's doing. I love that.
And it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I know my backstory isn't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I know my backstory isn't much, especially with the ending, but
That's okay.
doesn't have to be a lot.
just gave it everything I had.
And that, you know what? And that's okay. And that's the beauty of this is I poke and prod you. Hopefully it'll pull more of that creative
Jog
juice out of
something.
there. Yeah. Alrighty.
Hey, you poke and prod me to be a DM.
Yes. Yes. Please do. Please. Please.
I'm working on it.
Please.
I'll soon be. I'll find a time to soon read the 2 of the DMG.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Don't get me wrong. I love being a DM. But I'm getting so busy, it's hard to find time. Like I had to have all these books here because I couldn't remember everything because I don't have time to spend as much time learning this stuff as I did before and making sure I'm caught up on everything. That's one of the reasons
Yeah.
why I got to ask you all your abilities. I wrote the damn Voidwalker. I still can't remember half the abilities. So,
There's really not. I mean, to be real, honestly, there's really not that much when it comes to paladin subclasses.
any of the
there's-
subclasses, they're all like that.
It's like 4 features, maybe, and then it's just like some other stuff. But
All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to close out. Once again, I am Justin Hanlon, the Dungeon Master, a.k.a. Total Dumas. I run the Dungeons & Dragons discussion podcast, Crit Academy, along with these two fellas, wherever they're at on the screen, Ian and Austin.
yeah, right here.
And every Sunday we get together at 7 p.m. Eastern and we talk inspiration. We bring you new ideas, magic items, encounter concepts, monster variants, DM tips, player tips. Frickin', we just be making it rain.
We have
D&D
something for
inspiration.
you.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a power gamer or if you're a role player, a lore seeker. We try to include as much as possible in our show because we want you to have a good time. We want to, what is it?
Absolutely.
We want you to level up your game. You know you're busy when you spend hundreds of dollars on a 3D printer and I still haven't used the damn thing. It's still sitting there. I really need to.
I get that.
I need to get on that.
It's going right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's all wave at the camera. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you all.
joining us. We hope you enjoyed your experience here at Crit Academy. If you didn't, feel free to send an email at critacademy@gmail.com with your complaint. Title it Complaint Department, and I will make sure it immediately goes to the trash can. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes.